While the broader Indian market celebrated Nifty's impressive push past 24,200 on July 10, institutional money was already deeply engaged in a recalibration. This isn't just about a daily rally. It points directly to a critical structural shift within India's twin pillars, information technology and banking. The street may be fundamentally underestimating the long-term implications of this sustained capital rotation. Let's unpack why these sectors are becoming such magnets. For Indian IT, the core moat remains its globally competitive talent pool and cost efficiency. Companies like Infosys and Tehta Consultancy Services, or TCS, provide essential digital transformation services, cloud migration, and AI integration for global clients. Their value proposition is clear: enable businesses worldwide to innovate and scale effectively. The Indian banking sector, on the other hand, derives its strength from systemic importance and a rapidly digitalizing domestic economy. Major players like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, and Axis Bank are not just lenders, they are critical infrastructure supporting India's consumption story and investment cycle. Their moat is regulatory protection, deep customer penetration, and increasing digital adoption. Now, let's look at the financials. Both sectors have demonstrated consistent, resilient performance in recent quarters. Banking has seen strong loan growth, stable asset quality, and robust net interest margins. IT, despite global growth concerns, has maintained healthy deal pipelines and improved utilization rates, signaling underlying demand resilience. These aren't explosive growth stories, but rather consistent compounders. Here's where the margin metrics become interesting. For IT, while wage inflation has been a factor, a favorable currency environment and increased offshore delivery have helped stabilize operating margins. In banking, improving credit costs and operating leverage from digital investments are driving margin expansion. Both sectors are finding ways to grow their bottom line, not just their top line. The next signal comes from management's capital allocation and execution strategy. IT leaders are prioritizing investment in generative AI capabilities and niche digital solutions, positioning for future growth. Banking executives are focusing on enhancing digital customer journeys, expanding into underserved segments, and maintaining stringent risk management. It's a pragmatic, growth-oriented approach. Management commentary across both sectors reflects cautious optimism. IT firms are guiding towards a gradual demand recovery in their key markets, while banking is confident about India's domestic consumption tailwind. There's a clear emphasis on sustainable growth over aggressive, short-term targets, signaling prudence and a focus on long-term value creation. That's a strong signal for institutional capital. Now look at how the broader sector is reacting within India's macro environment. The Indian economy continues to exhibit robust growth, driven by infrastructure spending, domestic consumption, and a burgeoning digital economy. This provides a significant policy tailwind for both IT services demand and banking's credit growth. India's demographic dividend is a powerful, long-term structural advantage. The competitive landscape remains dynamic. In IT, while global slowdowns pose challenges, Indian firms are gaining market share due to their proven execution and competitive pricing. Banking faces disruption from fintechs, but established players are leveraging their scale and regulatory backing to acquire and integrate new technologies. Consolidation among smaller players also strengthens the larger banks. But that leads us to a bigger question regarding terminal risk. For IT, the primary vulnerability is global economic deceleration, particularly in key Western markets. Geopolitical tensions could impact client spending, and any protectionist policies could stifle cross-border services. Additionally, intense competition for skilled talent remains a cost inflation pressure. For banking, the main risks revolve around asset quality and regulatory pressure. While current NPLs are low, an unexpected economic shock could lead to credit quality deterioration. Furthermore, the Reserve Bank of India, or RBI, maintains a watchful eye, and any changes in lending norms or capital adequacy requirements could impact profitability. Systemic liquidity shifts are always a concern. Looking ahead, the forward earnings visibility for both sectors remains strong. Indian IT is well positioned for long-term digital demand, while banking is integral to India's domestic growth trajectory. This sustained strength could lead to a valuation reassessment as institutional capital reprices the resilience and structural momentum of these foundational sectors. The multi-year thesis remains compelling. So, what's the tactical takeaway? We see parts of the mid-cap IT space as a breakout watch, exhibiting strong relative strength and potential for capital rotation. For the broader banking index, a trim consideration might emerge only if credit growth decelerates sharply or unexpected regulatory headwinds materialize. But for now, the structural tailwinds are pronounced. Ultimately, the Nifty's reclaiming of 24,200, led by IT and banking, is more than just a headline. It's a testament to the enduring structural strength of these sectors within the broader Indian economy. Understanding these deeper currents is critical for sophisticated investors. Subscribe to SR Money News IN for premium institutional analysis. We'll continue to track these critical market dynamics.